Hello everybody. This video is actually edited down from a live stream that I did here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe if you want to catch me live. Anyway, enjoy the video. New DLC dropped a few hours ago. I was going to stream earlier today, but it took me longer than I thought it would to finish the Impending Darkness event. These are the strongholds that are added to the base game from the UI and quality of life update. I still haven't done any of these yet, but we're just going to go straight into the Abyssal areas. We've got to defeat, I think this one, this dungeon right here, I think is the Into the Abyss, but this is the one we have to do first. I'm not sure what's going on with these. Let me make sure I have my whole kits ready. I should be pretty strong at this point. I've got good synergies. I've got diamond luck potions on, but I'm going to do DR potions instead for this because I'm not sure how much damage everything is going to do, but let's give it a go. Pay attention to the combat triangle and whatnot. All right, we got a mutating plant. They can apply fear, which I don't know what fear does. So we've got to take out some of these mutating plants. We have to defeat both of these base dungeons here to get to the new content. Once we beat these, we should be good to go. Still on mutating plants, there are a lot of these mutating plants. Mutating chicken. All right, let me change my prayers here because I was doing, I just finished Bane, so yeah, pretty hyped to see all this new content. We can see the new combat skill here, Corruption, and the new combat skill, Harvesting, are both locked. So I assume, yeah, we need to defeat that one dungeon, which I think is the one after this. So once we defeat this one, we should be able to unlock the Into the Abyss dungeon and do that. Oh, corrupted Abyssal Cow. Oh, he got corrupted. What did he do? What? I actually don't know what he did. How are your mods after the update? So, someone was in the chat a minute ago talking about that their mods corrupted their save. But so far I haven't had any issues with my mods. Oh, hey, I was right about... Oh, let's go. Skills unlocked. I was right about where the Abyssal skills were going to be. I said they'd probably be down there. So yeah, now we've got all the Abyssal skills unlocked. And now my UI looks a lot more cluttered than it did before. We can go into the Abyssal farmlands and basically just fight all of those enemies that we were fighting in the dungeon. We have Dark Descent, which has these like cave type enemies that drop cool looking stuff. There's an Abyssal ranged weapon there, Abyssium Javelin. Abyssal plants and stuff, Abyssal leather, Abyssal feathers, Abyssal potatoes. So probably because it changed the health, I'm going to assume that it wants me to use Abyssal food, like the Abyss specific food. Then we have the first Abyss Slayer area here that drops like Abyssium Dagger, Lacerating Dagger Shard, and always drops Weak Souls, which I assume are for soul points. Lacerating Shortbow and Lacerating Staff. So yeah, these are probably going to be the first like combat gained weapons that we are going to get. Then this is, I think, our first kind of dungeon here. It's got a bunch of enemies. And then we have the Abyssal Strongholds, which I can't get into yet. But, can we get more equipment sets now? Yes, we can get more equipment sets with the Abyssal points. It'd be really annoying to have to balance everything. I probably won't be doing much main game content anymore. I do still need to do Throne of the Herald, but I want to do this first. But yeah, so I can go into wood cutting, and I can go to the Abyssal Realm, and now I have access to this stuff. So I'm going to be, obviously I'm going to be doing a series where I go through all of this, but we're going to look through it real quick. We have the Abyssal Essence, which looks like rooms, and an Abyssium Ore. And then in here, we can make Abyssal Bars with Abyssium Ore, and it looks like we have access to the Abyssium Dagger, which looks a lot better than the Abyssal Sword, so maybe we go for this first. Once I play through it a decent amount, I'll let you know my honest thoughts on it. So far, so good. We've got, oh, these are all Abyssal Summoning. So it looks like they have a new summoning thing for every single skill in the game, which is cool. And then Abyssal Tablets. So the current marks that I can even unlock are all of them, actually. So it seems like for the marks, we can actually unlock them all at level 1. And then we have Abyssal Potions, so we can make Harvester's Potion with this Abyssal Stone. So where do we get this Abyssal Stone from? Because in mining, we get Abyssium Ore. Is it from harvesting? So let's try some harvesting, because this is a new skill. Let me swap to my 4th equipment set. Maybe this will help. 40% increase with each item intensity checkpoint. So, oh no, look at how slow the intensity is to go up. So it goes up 1 at a time and is currently at 4, and it needs to get up to 28,742 to get to 100%. I don't know where oh yeah, here's the checkpoints, I guess. So if we want to get bark, we've got to get to 40% total intensity. And then if we want to get quartz, we got to get to 80%, and the Abyssal Vein Seeds, we have to get to 100%. The XP is also going up extremely slow. I get 773 base XP for each harvesting action, and I've got to get up to 1.35 million to get to level 2. out of 60, which is kind of crazy. That's a pretty high number. But while we're doing this, we can look through some other stuff here. It does not look like there's any abyssal stuff in here. I can't see. There's no button in here to move between abyssal, so I assume that's the same as leveling magic. I don't think you can do, maybe you just can't do abyssal magic with the alt magic. Then astrology, we only have, or no, it only shows me this one, but we can do this. So it's all the same ones that we had before in the base game, but they're corrupted. So this one gives Abyssal Stardust and Starfalls, and then it gives us extra Harvesting Abyssal XP and Corruption Abyssal XP. But it uses a different kind of Stardust, so we can't use all the Stardust that we already have a bunch of. We'll have to grind up for this special kind of Stardust. Crafting, Abyssal Armor, Abyssal Rings, Abyssal Amulets, and Abyssal Consumables. Right now the only thing I have unlocked is this Abyssal Leather Boots, I assume for ranged, yep. And then we have Abyssal Rings. So this requires a bunch of stuff. It requires 4 components. We need Azurian Bars, Night Opal, Abyssal Quartz, which is from the vein we're doing right now, and we need the Abyssal Stone, which we're already collecting a decent amount of. We also have a few extra things here. So we have the chance to preserve resources, which was always there. We have the chance to double items, which is always there. But we also have additional primary resources created per action. The future is now, old man. And it's showing me where the bonuses come from. That's cool. So I assume we get extra resources from doing it. So like if we're using this, there's a chance we might be able to get one of these while we're crafting it, which will save us time. And then we have also cost reduction, which is pretty cool. We've got fletching. So right now I've got Abyssium arrows is what I can make. And I assume I can make an Abyssal bow. Nope, there's no Abyssal bow I can make yet. I need Abyss level 2. So arrows are the only way I can do that for the time being. Yeah, harvesting is going. It's going really, really slow. I'm at 0.3%. So if I stop, does that stay? Yeah, that stays. So this stays. So you don't need to do it 28,000 times in a row. That's just going to go up over time. Slowly but surely, it's going to increase and you're going to get bonuses from this. But it seems like you're locked to the stone for a long while. And the XP is very, very slow. I can go to shop. It doesn't, there's not, oh yeah, there's a harvester thing here. So if I go to the shop, I go into the abyss. Wow, Abyssium Harvester. So I need 50,000 Abyssal points, and I need 1,000 Abyssium Bar, which gives plus 20% minimum harvesting intensity. That doesn't seem like that much, but that's like, what's 20% of that? 5,000, 6,000? So that's like 6,000 less actions you have to do. But I need a lot of bars for that and gold, so maybe we wait on this until I can get that tool. It didn't seem like there was a minimum level. Yeah, there's not a minimum level, it looks like. We just need these abyssal points and the bars. So let's try and maybe get geared up a little bit and go into some combat. If we look at the the abyssal combat areas here, we just fought these guys. You saw we fought them. And these guys dropped us points. Maybe I'll try and get some of these abyssal potatoes. Speaking of abyssal potatoes, let's look at this. Okay, so it seems like, let me get my armor up and we'll try and see, but in the farming tab, there is not a abyssal tab here. So it seems like we have to use the same plots. Also, Township, I just clicked here and it says Abyssal Wave, fight wave now. It seems like maybe they turn Township into kind of like a tower defense game. Well, not really, just a defense game. We also have 3 new things here. We've got, oh, there's a lot of new materials too. So I can go ahead in here and build some stuff, because I have a bunch of resources. Anything that only costs the base resources, I can go ahead and build. It definitely seems like this is going to take a long time to make any kind of progress on. Everything seems very, very grindy. I know that they wanted to make this for specifically the people that have reached end game and don't really have anything to do. And this is more of like there's a lot of extra content here for sure. And everything seems like it takes a very long time. So rune crafting, Abyssal Realm, Abyssal Runes. We can make Abyss Runes. If I go into my spell book here, I can use Abyssal Blast. Gives the enemy 2% global accuracy and 2% max hit. Oh, so it buffs the enemy when I hit them with this? And I need some of them Abyssal Runes to use it. Okay, I see. So first thing we're going to do probably is go ahead and get some of this. It also, I'm noticing it says coding up here. So I can put coding on my tools. Make them better, I guess? I'll have to look more at everything, but I'm not sure. And then we have gloves or annual gloves. Yep, we can get harvesting gloves. Oh, we can get abyssal gloves for everything. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Since the normal gloves only give you normal XP, you'd need special gloves for the abyssal XP. That makes sense. So we're just going to swap back and forth. You know how annoying mining can be at the start, since they take a lot of time to regenerate the veins. So we're just going to swap back and forth here. Let my Abyssium ore grind up a little bit. Then we're going to go get into smithing, and we're going to smith some Abyssal bars. We already have plenty of the stones. It is kind of expensive. Wow, 4 and 4 to make 1 bar. But that's for later scaling, since we now have the cost reduction and the primary resource creation, which is going to make everything a little bit easier. Netherite. Yo, we can get witherite and netherite gear. That's crazy. The new rune essence doesn't seem to take that long to regenerate, though. But this is definitely grindy. And all of your, like, the skilling XP ring from fishing and everything, I don't think is going to work in this. And then once I get mining up to level 2, I believe I can show you guys the skill tree now. So there's stuff like this for every single skill. I can go through here and pick anything. Every single skill has one. And like I mentioned in my video that I uploaded the other day, by the time you max the skill out, you'll have all of these. You don't have to worry about respecking and stuff. But yeah, we can get like mining Abyssal XP is probably the first one I'll get. But there's also like minus 15% mining node respawn interval, which costs 3 points instead of 1, and plus 20% chance to receive plus 1 Abyssal gem while mining Abyssal ore and outcrops. I don't know what an outcrop is, but I guess we'll see. Okay, I think we've got enough ore now to where I'm beyond how much stone I have, Abyssal stone. We're going to go in here and we're going to start making some Abyssium bars. Wow, this grind is insane. This is an insane grind. This is definitely going to have to be the kind of series probably that I update every couple weeks. Because that's the one thing I'm noticing is that everything takes so much. So this gives 151 XP, Abyssal XP per action. Let's say I round up and say I need about that much, 1.5 million to hit level 2. So I need to make 10,000 of these bars, essentially, to hit level 2, which is crazy. But I can turn these into a dagger, and I can also make throwing knives for the range side of things, because I don't have any Abyssal range weapon yet, and I can't make arrowheads yet. So I'm going to make a dagger, and then I'm going to turn the rest into, oh, it doubled that time. So the resource doubling does seem, so can I equip my crown? And, oh, yep, the crown of Relic still works. So that's really nice. That's really nice. And then does fire making skill cape work? No, it does not. Fire making skill cape will not increase the amount of XP you gain, is what it seems. So let's go ahead and turn the rest of these into throwing knives here. That is going to be really helpful that the crown still works, especially early. Yeah, at the top here, you guys can see the 2 different skill XP bars we have, as well as the 2 different mastery bars we have, which is really nice. I'm glad they have everything very obviously separated. It would be annoying if it was all kind of together. So that's pretty helpful. Wow, that is not very many throwing knives. Okay, I wish I had a different tab. I'm just gonna go ahead and put all of the Abyssal stuff in this tab for right now, and then I'll sort everything out a little bit later. So we have this Abyssium dagger. It can be upgraded into a lacerating dagger. That's with some of those we saw those shards. I think here, the Crimson Leech. Yeah, we can get the lacerating dagger shards from here, but it's melee. So because the combat triangle is backwards, we need ranged to fight those guys. Right now, we're going to go do some combat, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to kill some of these Abyssal cows. Or the Abyssal leather. So we can maybe do some crafting, craft some leather armor maybe to try and get me up. You can see now I have corruption. I can view all my corruptions. The only one I have unlocked right now is plus 25% accuracy rating. Monsters have access to the same corruptions available to you. There's a small chance for a locked corruption to appear on a corrupted monster if their combat level meets the requirements. So there we go. I've got plus 25% accuracy rating. And I unlocked new corruptions by defeating a monster that has that corruption on it. But the monster has to meet the corruption level requirement of that corruption, that specific one. Otherwise, if they don't meet the level requirement to get the corruption that they would have rolled, they just get a random one of the corruptions that I already own. So there we go. I got a weak soul that time. So I think that's kind of like this expansion's version of Bones. So yeah, I can release this soul, and now I have access to the first Abyssal Prayer, Savagery, which grants plus 35% melee maximum hit and plus 35% melee accuracy rating, which are insane bonuses. Yeah, we're just going to kill this guy a few times, I think, to get some leather so we can do some crafting. And then we're going to do some of the Abyssal plant as well, because I do want to get some of the Abyssal potatoes and see what that's all about. I also haven't looked at cooking yet, so we're going to go look at cooking. Select recipe to cook Abyssal Realm. So right now the only thing I can make is the Crimson Biter I can cook. Plus 400 base healing value. I mean, that's pretty good for like level 1. But if it's only 400, that's not as good as my Frost Crabs. And I assume you get that from, oh, this guy's corrupted now, so he'll drop the soul. And then we can go to fishing and look at the Abyssal Realm. And yep, there's the raw Crimson Biter there. So we have to get it from fishing, and then we can cook it up, and that's our first food source for the DLC. That's pretty cool. We're just killing this guy, getting some leather up. I forgot to equip the dagger. I do think it is better. It attacks faster. Yeah, it's all around better. It has more strength. And it has a special attack. The strange sword does not have a special attack. And this one actually requires, here, I'll look again. I think it requires Abyssal level, doesn't it? Yeah, it requires combat Abyssal level 1. So this is our first actual Into the Abyss weapon. It does a little bit more damage, and it has the special attack, which you're about to see, is an avoidable attack that deals 75% of your normal damage 2 times over 0.2 seconds. And then when it hits, it makes the enemy's next attack do less max damage. Yeah, honestly, on this, so far so good. Having a good time looking through everything. Everything seems to be very in-depth, and there's a lot of it. Okay, for the boots, it's 2 per. And I mean, this is going to be like the first armor I get. But this does give a little bit of abyssal resistance, which is quite nice. We can check out my skill progress here. You can see it's barely gone up at all. Very, very grindy. This expansion seems to be very grindy, which I like. You know, I'm a completionist. I'm probably going to finish it. Once I get through all the main content, I definitely want to go ahead and get my completion complete. This isn't including the DLC. I have my completion log only set to the base game because I want to 100% the base game before I try 100%ing the DLCs and everything. But yeah, I definitely want to get through everything and gather every item, defeat every enemy and everything like that. And this is giving me a bunch more to do. This is going to take up a lot of my time. Alright, right now I'm going to run from this. We're going to go ahead and get into some crafting. But this is for ranged, obviously. And then on the smithing side, it's going to take a while before we actually get into the armor, it seems like. I have to be Abyssal level 2 before I can do any of this stuff. And that takes a while. At least the intervals don't look too bad. The level intervals, I unlocked 1 at level 2, 1 at level 4, 1 at level 5, 2 at level 7, 2 at level 9, 2 at level 10, and then 1 at level 12. And then we can get into the Brumite at level 13, which I assume is the next gear set, the next like level of gear that you can get. But this takes away my melee strength bonuses, which I don't even know if that does anything. I assume it does because this just gives flat range strength bonus, so I assume the strength bonuses also carry over. And it's mainly only the specific like base game weapons and the damage reduction stat on the armor that doesn't carry over. So I think I probably, even though it doesn't give me any damage reduction, I might throw these on because it doesn't hurt me that bad in terms of my damage. Also, I can now sell these. I can sell all but one and get 450 coins. That gets me closer. I don't know what I just did. Did I equip them? I don't want them on this class. So I can throw these on to my melee gear set over the Ragnar boots. And now you guys can see that I have 1% abyssal resistance, which is pretty nice. So I need to figure out where I'm going to get my first staff from. I know the Hound drops the lacerating staff fragment. And then rune crafting, I assume, is where I can get abyssal staff. Yeah, here we go. So with 10 of these abyssal logs and 3,000 of these runes, I can make the abyssal staff. So let me cut down this tree. Wow, this is insane. The woodcutting skill cape does work. Woodcutting skill cape works. So I'm going to throw on the completionist, or whatever it's called, maximum skill cape. Just so I can get all the bonuses. Yeah, I mean, look at how slow the XP bar is moving. I do still only have a dragon axe. I should probably level up to at least corundumite for my axe. I have a corundumite pickaxe, but I need to level up my other tools as well. So how many logs do I need? I just need 10, right? Yeah, I need 10. Then I'm going to go back to mining, and we're going to mine up this abyssal essence. Yeah, you can see I have corundumite pickaxe. Yeah, this is very, very slow, but I definitely think I want to get into magic here. Magic is good against ranged, so I can get the lacerating short bow fragments. I can get the more throwing knives for ranged with magic, and the abyssal bat wings, whatever those do. And I can also get abyssium javelins, which are also probably ranged. But these are probably pretty good. And then with my range stuff, I can go in here, and these guys can drop the harvesting drops, which will be good for getting a little speed boost, I assume, and crafting. And I definitely want more leather. This guy can drop pumpkin seeds and tree seeds. And then I definitely want to get into farming the potatoes because I'm not sure how much better they are than base game. I assume, because the health is multiplied by 10, right? So I assume, since this is the version of the potato meant for this game, that this would be 30 health because the base game heals 3, which is also really good because of hardcore combat only. If there are people doing hardcore combat only in this, the fact that you can get this and a lot of the weapons, like this guy drops the throwing knives, and then in the first Slayer area, this guy drops a dagger as well as the things you need to upgrade it. That's very, very helpful for hardcore combat only people. That'll be very nice for them. Everything's looking pretty good though, minus everything being slow, which I mean some people might see that as a negative. I kind of see it as a positive. It's a little hard for video production when it's really slow like this because my videos will be very spaced out on this. But overall, I like that it's pretty grindy. And it gives me a lot to do, and I have to be very decisive. Like, because everything takes so long, I need to be sure, like, what I want to do, and then what I want to do next after that. I need to plan everything accordingly to go through everything, but I need a lot. So if I go to the rune crafting thing here, it's 5 per 1 abyss rune. Wow, that's crazy. That's a lot. So I need to collect 15,000 rune essence, abyssal essence, to make the staff. A lot of my time early is going to be spent just getting the basics for my non-combat skills set up before I get into combat, like doing this. And I mean, this obviously is going to take a lot longer than any of the base game stuff early on. I think fishing is good XP. Hey, you're actually kind of right. 688 abyssal XP is probably the highest I've seen out of all of them. I guess it depends on the time, because this gives 688, and the tree also gives 602. So it might just be the, like, because I have a dragon rod, I have a dragon fishing rod, so it could just be that because my skills are upgraded, or my tools are upgraded, this gives good XP per second. A good shout. That's a good point, actually. And then we have, I haven't shown off thieving yet. So you have thieving. The only one you get at level 1 is Turned Man. You can thieve the Turned Man. And it gives you some money and then some rare drops and stuff, which is good. It gives you abyssal points. So one of my first goals is probably going to be grinding up enough abyssal points to get, I saw something in here that I really wanted. I think it was this right here, the Abyssium Harvester. Okay, here's the coatings. So this gives additional XP. And then the Abyssium Harvester is what I want for the extra harvesting speed. Getting better stuff from doing harvesting earlier. Agility? Yeah, sure. So yeah, here's the... Just got the first obstacle. I can actually go ahead and build this one if I want to. Gives additional corruption XP and plus 3% of max hit added to minimum hit. Plus 3 hidden corruption level, plus 5% base food healing value. 30% chance to gain 1 additional resource in cooking, cannot be doubled. And then just extra harvesting XP and extra minus harvesting interval. Seems pretty solid, pretty good stuff. And then they give 200 and this one gives the least XP. But this one gives you a bunch of additional abyssal XP. I think this is one of more of the like combat one. Why are they called this? Tier 1-1, Tier 1-2, Tier 1-3. Why are they called this? But I'm probably going to end up going for this one because I like the additional harvesting stuff and it gives the second most XP in gold by like barely any. It's barely a difference. And I'm probably not going to be in combat for a while. Probably still just going to be grinding skills. So I'm probably going to go for this one first. Anything else you want me to look at? Fire making, I don't think we looked at. Yeah, it's the same. It's just not even in 2 menus. You just get to do it in here. And you get some withered ash, abyssal bark, and you have a chance to get some seeds. I started harvesting and mining. It already seems pretty grindy overall, maybe too much. I'm going to harvest mine first to get a coat on my harvesting tools. Yeah, I'm going to go for the skill upgrades first. Definitely. What are your thoughts on the overall progression? Does it seem too slow overall? It does seem super slow. It's hard to tell if it's exactly too slow because we're doing this without any skill modifiers. Because like the additional skill XP you get from gear and astrology does not work because it's a completely different XP type. So it might be slow at the start, and then once you get more stuff that increases your abyssal skill XP gain, it might speed up a little bit. But as of right now, if nothing changes, I would agree that it might be a little too slow. Because to unlock even the next ore, I have to get to abyssal level 5, and I mean this is going to take hours. Like hours and hours to get even like up a little bit. So it might be a little bit too slow, but we'll have to see. I'm sure people will go through everything and find out the most efficient way to do things, because I'm sure there's stuff like these Ring of Skills and the Ring of Mastery that you get from fishing in the base game. They give you additional skill and mastery XP, except they apply to abyssal XP. We'll just have to wait and see exactly what they've put in the game for us to make it a little easier, because Malx did say something about XP scaling in the live stream. He said the XP would scale with your level. We'll definitely have to see. It's a little early to tell. Still day 1. There are no spreadsheets out yet from all the dweebs. The spreadsheet goblins, as I once said, that data mine everything and find the best ways to do everything. So once the nerds and the geeks get on the scene, I'm sure it'll make everything easier. Gets faster later on. Start is slow though. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured based on the skill trees and everything. And Malk saying there was XP scaling, and I assume there's gear that increases your abyssal XP gain. So I assumed it's kind of a slow starter. Have you been playing it through like since it came out this morning? You had early access to it. Oh, you were you on the Patreon? You had the Patreon access? I guess now you're not under NDA anymore, huh? That's cool. I'm glad that you're here then. That's a little, makes me happy to know that it gets a little faster later. That's kind of what I figured anyway, but it's nice to have confirmation on that, for sure. Yeah, astrology is probably a good place to start. I maxed out astrology, was the first skill I maxed out base game, so that's definitely something I'll do. I just want to do some of this rune stuff so that I can try and get into some combat here soon. Because magic is always really good early game. I assume it's the same in this as well. Not me, who doesn't even have a 99 in a single skill yet watching this vid. Yeah, unfortunately, if you don't have 99 in your skills, you can't do any of this, I don't think. That's another in-game expansion. The only skills I didn't have at 99 were summoning and prayer. So I had to max those out before this came out. And then I had to beat Impending Darkness once I maxed those two out. So I did that today. That's what took me so long to get on stream. Once I did that, I basically immediately bought the DLC and immediately started streaming. Yeah, good so far. I wish some of the equipment sets were easier to get. But I guess I'm probably not going to be doing any base game stuff while I'm grinding this. Yeah, very slow, but so far so good. I like the amount of stuff there is. It seems like a really decent amount of things to do. A lot more than TOTH for sure. From just my, like, basically looking at it. Yeah, need to have completed Impending Darkness, 99 in skill. Yeah, you have to defeat Impending Darkness, and then after that, there's 2 basic dungeons you have to go through. And once you have these 2 done, you earn access to everything. Summons still work. They don't do any damage, but they can still apply status effects. So for all my combat classes, I have Dragon equipped, and the Dragon can still apply burn, and the burn does do damage, but the summons themselves don't actually do any damage. When they attack, it says immune. So far, I think this is a pretty solid expansion. Seems a little grindy, but we have proof from a beta player, early access player, that it does speed up later on. And if that is the case, then I think this is a pretty solid expansion. But we'll get my opinions on it later on, when I'm a little bit farther and have gone through some of the dungeons and the new strongholds. I know, like, I'm always going to buy the new expansion, even if it's not really that good. Well, I'm a content creator on the game, obviously. I'm going to buy the new expansion. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to see if it's worth their money. And I'll let you guys know. Right now, I would say probably it is. Also, maybe if it doesn't look cool to you immediately, or it seems like everything takes a little too long, especially if you're not already at level 99 on everything, I would say maybe wait a little bit for a few more days. It's so cheap. That's another thing. Yeah, they're all like $5, so it doesn't really hurt my wallet too bad to just buy them as soon as they come out. Yeah, if you get the DLC, I hope you enjoyed. If you decided to wait, good on you as well for not spending your money like me. Peace, y'all.